Who's going to win the 2017 NBA Championship? Who's going to get the MVP? Ben Simmons is gone, maybe for the entire season with a broken foot, so what about the Rookie of the Year? These questions and more will be answered in this video today. These are my predictions for the 2016-17 season with reason behind them. We'll start with the Western Conference. Who can beat the Warriors? Which young team breaks out? Who improves their record and who loses? Which teams are going to miserably fail while others break out? Those are all answered as I now show you NoDefense's projected Western Conference standings, 15-1. Number 15, the Los Angeles Lakers, with a projected record of 25-57. I didn't really know where to put the Lakers. Without Kobe, they could really drop, or a player could have a breakout season without Kobe, in a way like D'Angelo Russell. But I came to the conclusion they will probably tank for picks, so this is why they are this low with this record. Number 14, the Sacramento Kings, with a projected record of 30-52. I was originally predicting the Kings to have 25 wins, but I found out they have a new head coach, which gave me the reason to give them more wins. But this is a very poorly run franchise, and I'm still not expecting much from them this season. Apparently, DeMarcus Cousins wants to go to the Raptors, yet I haven't seen any trade rumors about this. Whatever the case, the Kings aren't a good team, and for me, they are way out of the playoff picture. Number 13, the New Orleans Pelicans, with a projected record of 30-52. This team could be very successful this season. Anthony Davis doesn't get injured, and Drew Holiday makes a good recovery after he's dealt with his wife's health issues. We're here for you, by the way. But then during the preseason, Davis injures himself. He's apparently going to be back for their first game, but I'm not sure if his health will be able to last the whole season. Number 12, the Minnesota Timberwolves, with a projected record of 32-50. I love this team. The sky's the limit for this team. They have so much potential in Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and their new rookie Chris Dunn. The team is packed full of up-and-coming stars. I personally don't see them making the playoffs yet, but I know in at least a year they can be in the playoffs. A bit too young this year, but Minnesota are making all the right decisions right now. Number 11, the Oklahoma City Thunder, with a projected record of 35-47. Yep, here they are. Russell Westbrook leading his team to 11th seed. I don't see anything coming out of this season for the Thunder. Too many ill-experienced players on the team. I honestly can't see Westbrook getting MVP, but I can see him getting 25 points per game plus. I'm sorry, Westbrook fans, but this isn't going to be your year. Unless you get Ben Simmons, watch the video, you'll understand. The link will be in the description. Number 10, the Denver Nuggets, with a projected record of 35-47. This team is in the middle of a rebuilding process, but they do need a star. I don't know who they can acquire, but someone special that can bring hope to the team. Kenneth Faried is probably their best player right now, and Danilo Gallinari is up there with him. I actually love the Nuggets. They are one of my favourite teams up and coming, but I don't see them making the playoffs, and I don't see them doing terribly either. Maybe I should have put Denver lower, as they may want some picks for the supposedly loaded 2017 NBA draft, but I can't see them doing Sacramento bad. Number 9, the Dallas Mavericks, with a projected record of 37-45. The record I have put with these guys is a little cruel, but some people need to get the idea that these guys aren't playoff contenders. Dirk Nowitzki is aging, and so is Wesley Matthews. A positive for this team, though, is the signing of Andrew Bogut. The man is a dream center. He's athletic, aggressive, and can run the pick and roll with insane easiness. But as people have said, the team is aging, and I don't see them making the playoffs in the state of the team. Number 8, the Memphis Grizzlies, with a projected record of 41-41. This is my wildcard team for the West, because the real concern with the Grizzlies is the health and injuries. Will Marc Gasol be healthy after his foot injury? There are a lot of red flags over this team this season, and this is why I predict them to finish where they are now. Too many question marks. That's the conclusion for this team. Number 7, the Phoenix Suns, with a projected record of 41-41. Another young team rising with Devin Booker leading the way after having his breakout season last season. Eric Bledsoe, so long as he doesn't get injured, should make the team greater. The Phoenix Suns are a good team and all, but there are some negatives. There isn't much depth from the bench, which can be worrying, and starters can get fatigued playing too long. But otherwise, I think this team has a good chance to make the playoffs. Number 6, the Utah Jazz, with a projected record of 41-41. This team is becoming better and better each season. Gordon Hayward, who was basically a nobody 2 seasons ago, now seems to be an all-star type. They have depth from their bench with Dante Exum, and Derek Favors is a great mentor, starter, veteran. He's everything the Jazz need. I'm not going as far to say they'll win 45 because there are definitely some needs for improvement, but next season this team could go all the way to the conference finals. Number 5. The Portland Trail Blazers, with a projected record of 42-40. The Blazers always seem to stick it out, maybe because of their depth from their bench, their powerful guards in Lillard, or maybe just their skill handling the ball up the court. But the Blazers have always been up there with the top teams. Their only disadvantage going into the season is their defense, but if they can fix that, they have a good shot at the conference finals, providing a possible upset over one of the big 2 teams. Number 4. The Houston Rockets, with a projected record of 43-39. Now, I have talked about the Houston Rockets a bit in my James Harden video with my predictions for their record and chemistry and position, but I'll go a bit more in depth now. The reason why the Rockets are this high, as you can tell, is that the Western Conference is very even this season. I actually did not expect this position, as I said in the video that they would finish 6th to 8th seed, but here they are up in 4th spot. I guess I wasn't thinking about the other teams, but moving on, Houston are going to be tough for teams defensively. James Harden was already averaging an offensive double-double this preseason, which is huge for the team. Houston is doing great right now, but you know that I'm a die-hard Houston fan. I have tried to get past this, but I can't. Houston suck at defense. They are terrible. Everybody knows this, and this season, with James Harden moved to point guard and the loss of Dwight Howard, the defense will be even worse than last season. Clint Capella really needs to stand up with his new role as a starter. I think I'm going easy on the Rockets here, but they've lost 1 game this preseason, and that was in OT, so if you think about it, Houston actually look pretty decent going into this season. Number 3. The Los Angeles Clippers, with a projected record of 45-37. LAC have made bad decisions. Changing their logo is probably their most recent. But I feel this season could be a turning point in some of LAC's players' careers. Blake Griffin may no longer want to stay with the team and head somewhere else, most likely OKC in my opinion, and CP3 is heading into free agency after the season. I feel the reason the Clippers will lose these 8 extra games is because of injury, and honestly I do feel bad for Clippers fans. They have been ruined of some potentiality of a finals run. CP3 is still yet to make a Western Conference final series. The Clippers seem to choke where it matters most, but if they can get past that, the injury hall stops, this team has a serious opportunity to make the Western Conference finals and maybe even an upset over the next team. Number 2, the San Antonio Spurs, with a projected record of 54-28. San Antonio Spurs. Like the Blazers, they never seem to go away. Except for the Spurs have stayed here for at least a decade and a half. The Spurs are a great team who have just not pulled through in the last couple of playoffs. They've been up against some pretty tough teams though, but they need to push through them. Kawhi Leonard is coming off back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years and must be motivated to carry through Tim Duncan's legacy. The signing of Pau Gasol is big too. Really, this team has too much potential to be ignored. The Spurs dynasty may be drawing to a close, but really, it has just started. Number 1, the Golden State Warriors, with a projected record of 60-22. Who else was it going to be? Golden State are obviously going to be the best team, even if we try to ignore it. They signed Kevin Durant. There are so many players here that we can be or have been all-stars. It's basically looking at Team USA. But as every other team has, there are flaws. Chemistry issues with Curry and Durant. Not much rebounding school. Can Zaza Pachulia recreate the aggressiveness and athletic offense Andrew Bogut had? Lots of question marks, and this is why their win-loss record is this low. Most people believe they could go 65 to 70 wins, but the amount of red flags showed, I'm just not sure how this will go. Championship contenders, yes. Best team in the NBA will ever see? No way. In my head, the 96 Bulls are still better than this team is. Well, there it is. The Western Conference standings projection. A lot of people may disagree, and I am totally okay with that. This is how I see it. But in conclusion to all this madness I have just said, I am saying the Western Conference will be very evenly matched within the top 9 or 10. As a matter of fact, my projected standings show only an 8-game difference between 3rd and 9th seed. But is it this close with the East? Who leads them? Do the Knicks or the Bulls make the playoffs? Well, you're going to have to wait for the next video, which should be out in the next week, which will be my Eastern Conference standings projection. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This topic has been circulating around YouTube recently, and I really wanted to do this series of my predictions before the NBA season started so I can share my thoughts with you guys. Do you agree with this video? Let me know in the comment section below. And before I do my final sign off, I would just like to say thank you so much on 20 subscribers. Yes, it's not a lot, but it's been like 1 month and 2 days, so this was just amazing. Make sure you check out my Ben Simmons and James Harden video, and also my overly controversial SCALABRINE vid. Anyway, thanks again so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and peace out, my friends.